Sophia had always been driven. Her passion for her career was like fire, it consumed her. From the moment she opened her small fashion boutique, she dedicated every waking hour to its success. She built her business from the ground up, pouring all her energy into designing, managing, and promoting her brand. Her friends admired her ambition, but as the years passed, they often asked her the same question: "Don't you ever get lonely?" But Sophia always shrugged it off. Love wasn't on her radar. She had goals, dreams, things she wanted to achieve. Relationships could wait. Until one day, Sophia realized something was missing. It wasn't just the exhaustion from the long hours, the constant pressure to keep up with trends, or the sleepless nights wondering if her next launch would be a hit. It was the quiet moments, when the world slowed down, that left her feeling hollow. On a whim, she booked a week-long vacation to a quiet coastal town, a place where no one knew her, and she could breathe. She didn't pack much, just a few clothes and her sketchbook. This trip was for her, to reconnect with the person she was before the hustle took over. The town was picturesque, with crystal-clear waters and golden beaches that seemed to stretch on forever. Sophia felt the tension begin to melt away as soon as she stepped off the plane. On her second day, she decided to take a boat tour, something to break the monotony of lounging by the beach. That's when she met Diego. He was the kind of man who made an impression without trying. His sun-kissed skin and easy smile gave off an air of confidence, but there was something about him that felt grounded. Diego wasn't flashy, nor was he trying to be anything other than himself. His family had owned the boat tour company for generations, and he spoke about the ocean like it was an old friend. As Sophia boarded the boat, she was surprised to feel a spark, a pull she hadn't felt in years. Diego greeted her with that signature smile, and she could feel her heart skip a beat. They started talking about the ocean, about the town, and about life. Diego was intrigued by Sophia's world, but he didn't let the conversation linger there. Instead, he asked her what she loved beyond work, what made her feel alive. It was the first time in a long while that someone had asked her about herself, not just her business. Throughout the tour, Sophia found herself captivated not just by Diego, but by the way he lived his life. He had a passion, but unlike her, it didn't consume him. His love for the ocean was woven into his daily life, effortlessly. He spoke of sunsets like they were old friends and told stories of late-night swims under the stars. There was something raw and real about his passion. It wasn't driven by ambition or competition, it was driven by pure joy. Sophia couldn't stop thinking about him after that tour. She spent the next few days trying to focus on her sketches, but her mind always drifted back to Diego, his voice, his smile, and the way he looked at her, like he saw right through the walls she had built around herself. On the last night of her trip, Diego invited her to a bonfire on the beach. The warmth of the fire reflected in his eyes, and as they sat together, Sophia felt something stir deep within her. It wasn't just attraction, it was recognition. She realized she had been running so fast for so long that she hadn't stopped to feel, to live. Diego represented everything she had forgotten about passion. Freedom, connection. Under the starlit sky, Sophia allowed herself to be vulnerable for the first time in years. She opened up about her fears, about how she had been so focused on success that she had forgotten what it meant to truly enjoy life. Diego listened, his gaze never leaving hers, and when he finally spoke, his words were soft but powerful. "You don't have to give up who you are to love someone, Sophia. Sometimes, love is what reminds you who you really are." The space between them disappeared as Diego leaned in, their lips meeting in a kiss that felt like it had been waiting to happen for a lifetime. It wasn't rushed or urgent, but filled with all the passion she had been holding back for so long. As the waves crashed in the background, Sophia realized that this was what she had been missing. Not just love, but the balance between passion for her work and passion for life. Diego showed her that she didn't have to choose between the two, she could have both. The next morning, as the sun rose, Sophia stood on the beach, feeling a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years. She knew she had to go back to her life, to her business, but something had shifted. She wasn't the same woman who had arrived at this coastal town, burned out and running on empty. She was leaving with a heart full of passion, not just for her work, but for the life she wanted to live. And as the plane took off, Sofia couldn't help but smile, knowing that her journey with Diego was far from over.